So this is Lynne LaMaster, and I'm here with Rosie Darby talking about the Yavapai County Fair happenings. And San Martin is joining us also, who is our great events master.
Here I am.
So we're here to talk about the county fair, and even though it seems like it's way far in advance, it really, you have to start planning right away. And one of the things that you plan for are, how to get ready for the fair.
Yeah, and people, everybody can get involved in the fair. So now's the time to start thinking about what can I do? And I can good, I do this good, I do that. I might want to try this. Now's the time to start putting in your mind of what I would like to do. So there is something for everybody to enter. I'll kind of highlight each one of our departments. So we do have our floriculture department, which is our flower department. There's everything from a dried flower arrangement to your live flowers. And we have a premium book that'll come out right around the 1st of May that'll tell you all those departments. And there's always another great category called Other. So if we didn't think of something, you can enter Other, and we'll create that category at that point. Yeah.
What kind of stuff do we put in Other?
Yeah.
I mean, can you name off one thing that you're just like, where in the heck did you grow that from?
That's right. It's sunflower. I don't go into it that detailed, trust me.
Yeah,
but I will tell you what I did in Yavapai County Fair entries. Let me tell you what, there were some flowers and stuff, and I was like, where did this stuff come from? Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. That's kind of weird. I mean,
yeah.
Can you mix some things up and they create things? I mean,
so, I don't know. There's a lot of varieties out there that you'd never know. Plus, we have our garden department. So here's something that has not been tapped into. And if you grow a great garden, let's start planting our garden and get that space for the giant pumpkin. Last year, we had a 450 some odd pound pumpkin on display. So bring your own 400 pound pumpkin. Bring a 100 pound pumpkin. Let it be the pumpkin that was raised in Yavapai County. And lots of those fun things. Just because you think it might not be perfect, just remember, it doesn't have to be perfect because yours might be better than the next person's, and it never matters. It changes. So that is, yeah, exactly. It was huge. Had to take a forklift to get it in. Yeah, so that's the floriculture, horticulture department, and the there. That's great. We have a great Master Gardener program in Yavapai County. So if you have any questions, plus all of our nurseries have a lot of information on that.
Maybe next month we can get Ken Lane to come in, and he can talk about how to get your gardens ready to grow this great.
Ooh, that would be a great idea. Yeah,
for the fair.
Exactly. So then across from there we have our photography department. Our photography department is a great department, and there's even down to the cell phone photography. That's a whole different new talent of how to take great cell phone photography. Yes.
I'm talented like that.
Down to digital to still the old strip photography. And so our photography department's a great one. There's both amateur, there's advanced, there's the, professional side of it. So enter your pictures, and as you're taking pictures throughout the year, just start to print them off and go, you know what, this is a good one, because you can enter it in the fair. You never know.
So they do need to be printed. Is there any particular size they need to be printed?
It's in the premium book. I believe they print them anywhere from 5x7 to 8x10, and there's a whole details in there how to mat them and everything. So, and they help them with that when they come there. So a great photography department. The guy, Gene Latour, is a phenomenal resource, and he loves it, especially your kids that have photography. Bring your pictures. We'd love to see the younger pictures from the younger people.
And do you have any kind of classes in advance for the mounting and matting?
We don't, but that's a great idea. So yeah, but I do know that I have heard people that have called him, and he has met them and helped them with that. So yeah, it's very easy, and they're all on display there in the Freeman Building and very secure. So we also have our fine arts, creative arts, and homemaking department. Those are great things. So if you're a quilter, start looking at your quilts. If you're painting pictures, look at those pictures. If you're a teacher, get your classrooms together. It could be even your classroom last year if you wanted to. Get those kids to enter those things. There's lots of premium money that is paid out for these, especially in the youth departments. And if you're canning, look at that one jar of green beans that looks the best and tastes the best and save it. Put a little sticker on it. This is my fair jar. So it doesn't get opened and eaten beforehand. And so each one of them have premiums that we pay out in those departments. Some departments pay out premiums. Some pay out just prizes. They're all different. A premium, if you don't know what that is if the people who win first, second, or third, they get a check for so much money for each of those prizes. And they vary by department. But really watch those things and don't think, oh, I'm not good enough, because you're really not. It's not the case there. There's always something there, and you never know. Plus, even like I said, there is the other.
So suppose I have a
Don't leave
quilt
nobody out.
that I made. So let me ask a couple questions on that. Does it have to be handmade, or could it be sewn on a machine?
It can be sewn on a machine. There's different categories. So there's hand quilted, hand sewn. There's machine sewn, hand quilted. So they have a whole million little categories so that they're judged accordingly by each other.
And it doesn't have to be something that I've made this year.
No.
So anyone that I've made, I can enter it.
Yes, you can.
Probably be best not to enter the green beans from 20 years ago,
Yeah,
though.
the canning does require it to be this year. Yes. Food products, funny. Yes. And then the baking. Plus, we do some baking contests throughout the week at Fair and like that. So just remember, anybody can get involved, and we're always looking for things there. Plus, we do still have open animals. So if you're an adult or even a kid in the open, which is just the animal itself is judged, we have open poultry, we have open rabbits and cavies, and we have open cattle, sheep, goats, and like that. That is on top of our youth department. And then we have our youth livestock and small stock, and we are the Yavapai County Fair. So if you're a child and you live in Yavapai County and you're anywhere between the ages of 5 to 18, you are eligible to show and exhibit an animal at the county fair. You don't have to belong to any youth livestock associations such as 4-H or FFA. You just need to live in the county. That is the requirement. Live in Yavapai County and be between 5 and 18. So we would encourage you to belong to a youth livestock association because you get support for your project, but you don't have to. And that is unique because we are the county fair. We're here for all residents of our county.
That's awesome.
So how do they go about getting it, and who do you have judging?
So we bring judges in the livestock department from out of state typically. And then sometimes in the small stock, we hire people that are in those industries and in the various things. So like the garden guy, they have they pick judges from other counties. And each department selects their judges differently, but the livestock, I will tell you, I do know they are coming from out of state. I believe the next year's is coming from Montana. I can't really say his name yet because we haven't signed a contract with him yet, but I believe the one we're looking at is either coming out of Montana or Wyoming. So, now's the time. The Youth Livestock Premium book will be out by the 1st of February, but if you're looking at doing a steer, I would encourage you to call the Yavapai County Fair at 899-6056 and ask questions because we can help you with that at that time. Because those animals will get a cute little earring in their ear in March. And then the other animals, like your sheep and your goats and your pigs, those are, you buy them in April or May, and they get their earrings in June.
So last year, I came to the youth auction, and that was a blast to watch those kids because they're not just, holding up they are showmen.
They're showmen.
For their livestock that are selling, and plus they're able to use that money then to go towards other animals or to use towards college or other school expenses. Exactly.
So if you're not aware, youth livestock is a great thing. Like you said, they're showmen. These aren't an animal that you bought, put in a pen, ignored it, throw it some hay, whatever, and then just bring it to the fair. These animals have been worked with. These kids have worked with their nutrition. They've learned about them. A steer is walking on a halter, so this 1,200-pound minimum weight steer is walking on a 1-inch leather strap with a 9-year-old to 12-year-old kid.
Me, friend.
That's right. And these pigs are 300 pounds, and they're being controlled with a simple little stick that they're tapping them from one side to the other, and they can control that pig and walk it where they want to go. That doesn't come without practice and perseverance throughout the whole year with that animal. The sheep, no halter, no nothing, just their hands. They're holding them by their face very gently, and they can walk them, stop them, show them off where their muscles and their content of their body is, the contour is shown the best. And goats have a nice little small strap around their neck, a little lead line. So each animal, you're right, they're showmen. And then they go and they sell these, and this is where as businesses or other people, you can get some of the best quality meat for your family And even if you don't want the meat, you can still come and support the auction and then put it back in what they call resale. And somebody else will buy just the meat for the market price and you pay just market and above. But this is where you can come and support it. So currently this year, I can tell you a few stories. There's a young girl who raised turkeys, sheep, and a couple different animals throughout her years. And she was attending NAU this year, and her money went to help getting her off to college. There is a young lady who's attending Eastern Wyoming University, and she's actually on a livestock judging and showing scholarship up there for part of her thing, and she raised sheep for a couple years, put that money away, and that's supporting her while she's in college in Wyoming. And there's so many stories behind that, and this money, these kids, they're protecting it. It's either building their project or most of them are putting it away and saving it for college. And as they're going on, and so you're helping to build the future. There's nothing that will teach a kid more than raising an animal. An animal will teach them so much that you as a parent try to teach, but the animal will teach it through their own disposition and the perseverance behind it. And not to mention the education that they learn, and it grows them into being great adults with the responsibilities of care and responsibility behind that. And so, like you said, it's a blast. These people are coming. It's an adrenaline rush. They're at the auction, and our auction is Saturday night at 5:00 of the fair. And it's a great experience for the kids as well as the adults. I can tell you one of our buyers last year, she grew up in the livestock industry and had a little bit of tragedy in her own family, and she came back, and her husband had recently passed away, and livestock was dear to his heart. And she expressed to me later that was probably the most fun she had had in a few months prior to that, because she got to come back and play and enjoy what really was dear to her heart, and that was the livestock, plus it was dear to her late husband. And so we're grateful for all of our buyers as well as all of our supporters in that.
Seems like livestock. A family. More than anything, seems like family, like family oriented.
That's
in
right.
general.
Yes. We're at 2019 Yavapai County Fair, where family comes together.
See,
right?
See, this is the reason why you guys have these great ideas.
Well, and not only that, I mean, these kids are learning how to be business men and ladies, because they have to know how much it costs them to feed them and to raise them. I know that was mentioned during the auction.
Yes.
And making sure, like you said, they stay healthy and all that. So great opportunity for them. And also, but something else I wanted to ask you about is that I know that you save a portion, the fair saves a portion of the sale price, but tell us where that money goes.
So in every youth livestock association, there's a commission that comes out of the kids' check. So if they sell their animal for $100, at the Yavapai County Fair, which is a pretty average amount, is 7%. So we keep $7 of that money. But the unique thing about Yavapai County Fair is the board of directors voted to take those commission amounts and put them in a separate tagged account. And that money has been set aside to be a scholarship and sponsorship fund for youth livestock. And the parameters of that is to help promote and grow youth livestock in Yavapai County. So unlike any other auction, and I just attended the Arizona Fair Convention, and at this time there is no other auction that does this, just so you know. So Yavapai County is unique to that situation. That money, so last year we have a little over $4,500 in that account sitting there, and it's available for the kids for a sponsorship and scholarship. So actually, I just got approached a couple weeks ago. The kid is filling out a scholarship because he needs equipment and he needs help so he can continue in his project. So he's filling out an application, and that will be addressed by the committee, and those funds will be awarded. Each one of those kids have that ability to apply for that, or if they wanting to get involved in youth livestock, they can apply for that money and say, I want to, because there is an expense with that. Plus, I want you to know, many of our breeders, along with our feed stores and that, work with these kids. So for instance, Olson Grain will do a charge account for the kids so they don't have to pay to buy all of their grain all year long, and they can wait till they get their check at the end. And so nice. There is a lot of options. So I would encourage anybody who's interested at all, don't get hung up on the fact that they can't afford it, because one, the Yavapai County Fair, unlike any other show or sell in any state that I know of right now, offers that money back as a sponsorship and scholarship fund. but also contact us because there's a lot of options. There's breeders that are very supportive of those as well and wait for their payment upon, as well as feed stores options. So your cost can be pretty minimal.
Seems like it's ready to rock. Like you guys know what you're doing or something.
We try.
Okay, so San Martin, what are you going to enter in the fair next year?
Probably nothing.
A picture.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna go with my selfie pictures.
That's right.
I got some skills on the
Hey,
selfie
there is a
pictures.
skill in selfies because I have not that. wait! I'm dropping my phone. Yeah.
On your face. You're like, I got it. Yeah, I've done that a few times. Who hasn't done that? But I don't know. I don't think I'm not really like.
He's gonna chase.
I'm gonna do something. It's no matter what, I'll be there to support something. Maybe the music. I'll get on stage and start doing a little dance.
There you go.
There.
I'll be the hype man. They call it the hype man in the back.
Sounds-
Get everybody out of their seats.
Sounds like other to me.
Other,
right,
yes,
other.
I'm in the other predicament.
Yeah, that's right. So I would encourage you to contact us at the Yavapai County Fair. It's yavapaifair@gmail.com or 928-899-6056. And let us help you out.
Okay, well, thanks, Rosie, so much for being here with us once again. And we love hearing about the fair and things that are going on. And we'll start planning our entries now.
Yes, start planning now.
Yep.
Seems like a lot of future thing going on.
But it takes a lot of planning.
Yeah, I can tell.
That's right.
You guys are already starting the week after you actually close the doors. I'm like, you guys are cool.
That's right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. We're signing off for now, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye-bye.